Got any day-old cake for my birthday? The stunned barista freezes as the camera whips to silver-haired billionaire Vincent in the shadows, his eyes flashing with buried pain. The neon open sign buzzed over Maggie's Corner Bakery on Chicago's South Side, its pink glow bleeding into the late October dusk. Inside, the air was thick with burnt sugar and fryer grease. Glass cases glowed under fluorescent tubes, red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese peaks, glazed donuts stacked like poker chips, a 3-tier chocolate fudge cake priced at $120, wedding money. A small hand slapped a crumpled $1 bill onto the scarred Formica counter. The girl on tiptoe wore a faded pink polo 2 sizes too big and a JanSport backpack patched with duct tape. Her braids were half undone, fuzzy at the ends. "Got any day-old cake?" she asked, voice low but steady. "It's my birthday." Behind the counter, Maggie, 34, apron streaked with ganache, paused mid-swipe. Her gold hoop earrings caught the light. "Day-old?" She leaned down. "Honey, everything here's fresh. Why day-old?" The dollar bill fluttered like a white flag. "It's all the group home gives us," the girl said. $1 on your birthday. Day-old's cheaper, right?" The diner chatter died. A construction worker in a Carhartt jacket lowered his coffee. At the back of the line, a tall man in a charcoal Tom Ford suit stood like a statue. Silver hair, eyes the color of Lake Michigan in November. Maggie swallowed. "Today's your birthday?" The girl nodded. A tear threatened. She blinked it back. 10, she whispered. "Just wanted cake, like the foster kids on TV get." Maggie disappeared through the swinging door. Pots clanged. "A muffled girl, you serious?" The girl waited, dollar gleaming under the lights. The suited man stepped forward, one deliberate stride. His Alan Edmonds clicked on the checkered tile. His phone buzzed. Merger vote 6 p.m., but he killed it. Maggie returned with a lopsided vanilla sheet cake, edges curling from the cooling rack. A single candle, red and white stripe, half used, stuck in the center. "Didn't sell at the block party," she said softly. "Can't charge you." The girl shook her head hard. "Gotta pay. Rules." She slid the dollar forward. Maggie covered the small hand with her own. "Then it's on the house, baby." The girl hesitated. Her gaze lifted to the man. His eyes weren't cold now. They were cracked open, raw. He spoke without looking away from the fudge cake. "How much for that one?" Maggie blinked. "The wedding tier. $120. He slid a black Amex across the counter. "Box it. And every donut, cupcake, bear claw in the case." Gasps ricocheted. Phones rose. The construction worker choked on his coffee. "All of it," the man said, voice flat, final. "For the group home on 63rd. Deliver tonight." The girl turned fully. Her mouth formed a perfect O. "Why?" she breathed. The man crouched, suit creasing. Up close, the lines around his eyes looked carved by boardrooms and sleepless flights. 30 years ago I was you," he said. $1. No cake." He stood. Maggie was already boxing. Donuts tumbling into pink sleeves, cupcakes nestled like grenades, bear claws stacked in greasy towers. The bakery erupted in whispers. Someone hit record. Outside, a black Escalade idled, hazard lights blinking. The driver checked his Apple Watch. The man paused at the door, glancing back. The girl clutched the lopsided sheet cake like a football. Maggie pressed a fresh candle into her palm. "For next year," she whispered, "when you come back." The girl's smile was crooked, real. The man nodded once. The SUV pulled away into the Chicago dusk, taillights bleeding red. Inside, the $1 bill still sat on the counter, catching the last of the neon glow. The clip detonated at 2:14 a.m. Central Time. By sunrise, Dollar Cake Kid was trending above the World Series. Phones vibrated on nightstands from LA to Lagos. A shaky 28-second loop, Sophia's trembling dollar, the black Amex slicing across the counter, the man's gravel whisper, looped on every screen. At Hope Haven, the ancient Wi-Fi router wheezed under the assault. The kids crowded the common room TV, mouths ringed with last night's glaze. A local news anchor's voice crackled. Billionaire Vincent Moretti, known as the Wolf of Wall Street's Midwest cousin, caught in a viral act of... Sophia sat cross-legged on the carpet, backpack hugged tight. Her face, pixelated but unmistakable, filled the screen. She looked suddenly fragile. Miss Patterson muted the volume. "Y'all got school." But the world refused to be muted. By 8:30 a.m., 3 news vans idled on 63rd, satellite dishes unfolded like chrome sunflowers. A drone buzzed overhead until Jaden pelted it with a donut hole. Inside the office, the landline rang non-stop. Miss Patterson let voicemail take the load. "Good morning, America here. CNN wants an exclusive. Harvard admissions, full scholarship for Sophia, effective immediately." The last message made her freeze. She played it twice. A crisp Boston accent, we saw the footage. Remarkable resilience. Full ride, housing, stipend. Starting January. She stared at the Jesus poster on the wall like it might veto the offer. Across the loop, the penthouse was under siege. Paparazzi camped on the private plaza. A news chopper thumped overhead. Inside, the AC hummed like a nervous hive. Vincent stood at the window in yesterday's shirt, sleeves rolled, tie abandoned. His reflection floated over the city, hollow cheeks, eyes bloodshot. On the coffee table, the crayon drawing lay beneath a bourbon glass. For Vincent, love, Malik. His assistant, Lena 30's AirPods blazer sharp, scrolled furiously on an iPad. Twitter's calling you St. Vincent. The Archdiocese wants a quote. CNBC's asking if this is damage control after the Milwaukee docs scandal. He didn't answer. Lena swiped. Someone doxed your old foster file. St. Mary's Home, 1995. Age 10. Intake reason, parents deceased, warehouse fire. You were the only survivor. The glass in his hand cracked. Bourbon bled across the drawing. Kill it, he said. Can't. It's everywhere. A soft ping. Secure message. Unknown. They're coming for the girl. Protect her. His pulse spiked. Cut to exterior Hope Haven playground. Late morning, the fence rattled under a growing crowd. Reporters shouted over each other. An influencer in a North Face puffer live-streamed, "Y'all, this is the exact spot where—" Sophia peeked through the chain link. A mic thrust toward her face. "Kid, how's it feel to be famous?" She stepped back. Her backpack snagged. The zipper split. The hate you give hit the gravel. A cameraman lunged. Flashbulbs popped. Inside, the staff formed a human shield. Miss Patterson's voice cracked like a starter pistol. "Back up! She's 10!" But the crowd surged. Someone shoved. A kid screamed. Then, tires screeched. The black Escalade shouldered through the mob. Doors flew open. 4 men in dark suits emerged, earpieces glinting. Jamal, the driver, led the charge. "Clear the gate!" Reporters scattered like bowling pins. Jamal scooped Sophia up, backpack and all. The Escalade's rear door yawned. Inside, Vincent. Jacket gone, hoodie sleeves pushed up, knuckles white on the leather seat. "Get in." Sophia hesitated. A drone dipped low, red light blinking. Miss Patterson sprinted up, breathless. "Where are you taking her?" "Somewhere safe," Vincent said. "Till this dies." The social worker studied his face, really looked. Something in his eyes made her nod. Sophia climbed in, the door sealed. The Escalade glided forward, parting the crowd like Moses on asphalt. Through the tinted window, Sophia watched Hope Haven shrink. Her fingers found the squashed chocolate tear in the napkin. She took a bite. Bitter and sweet. Vincent stared straight ahead. "You okay?" "They broke my book." He reached into the door pocket, produced a fresh hardcover, The Hate You Give, signed by Angie Thomas. "Figured." Her eyes went saucer-wide. She traced the signature with a chocolate-smudged finger. Outside, Chicago blurred past. Bean, Lakeshore Drive, skyline glinting like broken glass. The city that forgot him now screamed his name. Inside the car, silence stretched, thick as frosting. Finally, Sophia spoke. "Are you really a wolf?" He almost smiled. "Used to be." The Escalade turned onto a private airstrip at Midway. A Gulfstream waited, engines idling. "Where we going?" she asked. "Somewhere with no Wi-Fi," he said. "And donuts that never expire." The stairs lowered. Sophia took his hand, small, sticky, trusting. As the jet climbed, Chicago fell away beneath them, a glittering circuit board tossed into the night. The Gulfstream sliced through dawn haze over Lake Michigan, engines humming like a low heartbeat. Sophia pressed her face to the window, breath fogging the glass. Below, the lake stretched endless, steel grey patched with whitecaps, Chicago's skyline a shrinking Lego set. Vincent sat across the aisle in a faded northwestern hoodie, tie long gone. A flight attendant offered warm cinnamon rolls. Sophia took one, bit, then froze, flaky layers dissolving into butter and childhood. "Where are we going?" she asked for the third time. He unfolded a paper napkin, revealing a small brass key on a faded bear's lanyard. "Somewhere I ain't been since '95, the jet banked." An island rose from the water, pine-covered dunes, white sand beaches, a single red lighthouse blinking sleepy Morse. No control tower, just a grass strip carved between cherry orchards. Beaver Island, MI population, 651 plus one ghost, the wheels kissed earth, dust plumed. A rusted Ford Bronco waited, driver an old man with a face like driftwood and a tiger's cap pulled low. Vincent Moretti, he rasped, eyes wet. The boys come home. They wound up a two-lane road fragrant with pine and wood smoke. Sophia clutched the signed "Hate You Give" to her chest. The island unfolded, cedar-shingled cottages, laundry flapping like surrender flags, seagulls dive-bombing a fishing dock. At the crest stood a lodge, log walls, wraparound porch, a stone chimney breathing lazy smoke, once grand, now gently decaying. Vincent's hand trembled on the screen door. Inside the great room, a stone fireplace crackled. A woman emerged, 70s, silver braid, apron dusted with flour. Vinny, one word, cracked with tears. She was Miss Lorraine, the camp cook who'd slipped him extra s'mores when the foster bus dropped him here every July. Sophia watched Vincent fold into the old woman's arms like a paper crane reverting to sheet. Lorraine pulled back, cupped Sophia's face. "And who's this little firecracker?" Sophia managed Sophia. "I like donuts." Lorraine laughed, full, throaty, alive. "Well, come on then." The kitchen smelled of yeast and lake air. A brick oven glowed. Lorraine lifted a cloth, a tray of apple cider donuts still steaming, sugar crystals sparkling. "For breakfast," she declared. "Birthdays don't punch out at midnight." They ate on the porch overlooking the lake. Sophia's sneakers dangled from an Adirondack chair. Vincent picked at his donut, eyes on the horizon where a freighter crawled like a toy. Lorraine cleared plates, then pressed the brass key into his palm. "Your bunk, same as you left it." Up a creaking staircase, past faded camp photos. The door stuck. Vincent shouldered it open. Dust motes danced in shafts of light. A twin bunk bed, Bear's comforter faded to pink. Posters of Michael Jordan, edges curled. On the desk, a half-built model F-14 Tomcat, wings yellowed. A corkboard pinned with Polaroids. Vincent at 10, gap-toothed, arms around a dark-skinned boy with a buzz cut. "Malik." Sophia stepped inside, reverent. "Who's that?" "My brother," Vincent said, voice raw. He didn't make it out the warehouse. He opened a drawer. Inside, a child's diary, cover warped by lake water. He read aloud, voice cracking. "Today Miss Lorraine gave us 2 donuts. Malik said when we're big we'll buy the whole bakery." "I believe him." Sophia's hand found his. Sticky with cider sugar. Outside, a loon called across the water. Lorraine's voice floated up. "Kids, beach time." They walked a path through beach grass. The shore was a crescent of sugar sand, Petoskey stones winking. Sophia kicked off her sneakers, ran. Waves chased her ankles, cold, shocking, perfect. Vincent stood at the tide line, shoes in hand. The water soaked his jeans to the knee. Lorraine appeared with a picnic basket. Inside, thick-cut bologna, sharp cheddar, a small round cake, vanilla sponge, 1 candle. "For the birthday that keeps going," she said. They sang Happy Birthday off-key, wind stealing half the notes. Sophia blew, sand swirled around the flame like gold dust. Later, she built a castle. Vincent helped, serious, methodical, until a wave demolished the moat. She laughed. He laughed. The sound startled gulls from the dunes. Dusk painted the sky peach and bruise. They sat on driftwood. Sophia leaned against his arm, drowsy. "We going back?" she asked. "Eventually," he said. "But not yet." Above them, the lodge windows glowed. Lorraine had lit every lamp. That night, Sophia slept in the top bunk under a quilt stitched with tiny sailboats. Vincent took the floor, pillow against the door like a goalie. At 2 a.m. he woke to her murmuring, "Nightmare." He carried her to the window. Moonlight silvered the lake. "Look," he whispered, "every light on the water is a donut that never expires." She slept again, fist curled around his hoodie string. Downstairs, the diary lay open on the pine table. Lorraine had added a new page in careful cursive. Today the boy came home, and brought a girl with eyes like Malik's. The island remembers. So do we. Outside, the lighthouse swept its beam across the waves, steady, patient, eternal. On the mainland, the world still screamed #DollarCakeKid. But here, time had folded like biscuit dough. $2, one from 1995, one from yesterday, rested side by side in a Petoskey stone on the windowsill. The island kept its secrets, and for the first time in 30 years, Vincent Moretti dreamed of donuts instead of fire,